right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I'm going to give all praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation in these last seconds of Esau Edom's rule on the planet Earth. All right. As you can see in the title, serious business. Kashap Patel. All right. Kashap Patel. And if you know who that is, all right, that is this guy right here. Matter of fact, let me show you this one first. That's this guy. He's known as, they call him Cash here in Babylon, here in America. All right. But I did a little, slight digging to see who he is, where he's from, where his family's from. And he's Hindu. His parents are from so-called India, all right? Elamites, Persians, all right? And his real name, all right, is Kashap or Kashap, which goes back to a Hebrew word, all right? The Hebrew word meaning sorcerer or witch, all right? Here it is here. I read it earlier. It says, he is known as, he has Indian roots, all right? Patel's Indian roots. All right, he is known as Cash across the world, but for the family, he is Kashap. All right, Kashap. Not Cash Yap, but Kashap. That's how you would say his name, all right, when we go to the Hebrew. Like I said, when you look that up, the word Kashap in the Hebrew is warlock, sorcerer, or witch, all right, whether it be male or female. I thought that was interesting. But let's check out these clips real quick, all right, because what he's proposing and what he's getting ready to do, it's not happening right away, all right, but what he's proposed, especially in Memphis, but not just Memphis. Memphis is just a city that they mentioned, all right, but he's deploying, I believe it's over 1,500 FBI task force throughout the U.S., all right, throughout the U.S., and Memphis is mentioned because Memphis is the homicide capital of Babylon, all right, so let's check this out.
Well, turning now to major news out of D.C. this weekend, FBI Director Kash Patel made a pretty shocking claim on national television, calling Memphis the homicide capital of America. He says it's gotten so serious, he's sending a federal task force to help tackle the violence. It's a major move with big implications for the city. ABC 24.
See, what they getting ready to start labeling you jakes, especially in the hood, and then you jakes that ain't gangsters, that live in the hood, how they gonna tell the difference? Ask yourself that. Okay? All of you are getting ready to be a target. We all are. I'm not all of you, but all of us are getting ready to be targets to this administration. All right? They've already targeted the Latin tribes. Now they're getting ready to come after the darker brown tribes, the Southern Kingdom. All right? Which a lot of those jakes in Memphis, a lot of those jakes are Gadites. All right? That's why it's so war-torn. All right? You got a bunch of troops killing each other over there. Okay? A lot of them are Gadites, like a famous rapper that was killed that sold his soul to the devil was Young Dolph. If you look at this dude, Young Dolph, let's look him up real quick. This dude you could tell he was a Gadite. This dude was a straight up Gadite, man. Let me see, let's go to images. See if we can pull up some more images. It's a dark-skinned Gadite, man. Barely any facial hair. You know, he's probably one of the most famous rappers to come out of Memphis. You know, as you can see. I mean, now that, you know, when you've been in this knowledge a little bit, you start to see the difference within the features of the tribes. This dude ain't no Judite, man. That ain't no Judite. I don't see Judah in this man. You know what I'm saying? I see a Gadite. And he sold out, okay? But that's besides the point. You got a lot of Gadites over there. You got a lot of Gadites out here on the West Coast. You know, in LA, the Bay, San Diego, all right? But they think they Negroes. Okay, this is why it's so violent. All right? You got a bunch of niggas, or so-called niggas, all right, which really are of the tribe of Gad, warring with one another. Okay? But going back to the video, okay, all so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right, the true Israelites, what you're witnessing is this administration raging war against you when you don't even know. You think they just gonna go after the gangsters, the thugs, and the criminals. Okay? Nah. They coming to police you. And if it don't matter what your occupation is, when they get there and they say this is supposed to take place later on this year, more than likely the end of the fall going into the winter. Maybe possibly before that. But they gonna allow you niggas to continue to party and shoot and kill one another. And then they gonna send in these units. Okay?
Mattis is in the
they getting ready to label Jake as domestic terrorist. Point blank period. Alright? That's what they getting ready to label you as. And they coming after you. Alright? And they gonna be locking you up, shipping you off. You don't know where you're going. Okay? And they've shown and proved that with the Latin tribes. They were sending away Latin, so-called Latin men that were citizens, that were a part of the U.S. Army or military. All right, they were shipping them off and arresting them. They didn't give a damn about no status or that's fake. That ID's fake. Okay, it's a whole all-out war against you tribes, and majority of you have no idea. All right, this is why majority of you are going to be put down. All right, you're going to be put down in this society. All right, this is the judgment of the Lord coming upon you.
With this tonight, with what this could mean for Memphis. Scott.
Good evening to you, Pepper. Kash Patel, or Kash Patel as many call him, also said that he did not...
Remember, his real name is Kashap. Kashap, all right, which in the Hebrew means sorcerer.
No, Memphis was the homicide capital of the United States until he took his oath of office just a few short months ago. And now he says he'll be sending agents here to help put an end to the violent crime. I didn't know this until my confirmation process, but Memphis, Tennessee is the homicide capital of America per capita.
What else is in Memphis? Or that they just announced, or that he just announced that was going in Memphis? Let's look it up.
'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just announced that was going in Memphis. Let's look it up. 'Cause he just ann
Elon Musk. Slovakia. Let's see what AI says. Yeah, his new. I just put that because that's what Elon said. This is where your new God is gonna be. But his new uh, artificial intelligence company and its presence in Memphis, Tennessee. So what is that entailing? Robots? They finna start sending robots at you niggas, man. All right. It says here's why and what is actually happening. XAI and Grok XAI, founded by Elon Musk in 2023, focuses on developing AI to understand the universe and build tools for humanity. Their flagship product is Grok, an AI chatbot, Colossus supercomputer. All right. It's constructed in the world's largest supercomputer named Colossus in Memphis. All right. According to the Greater Memphis Chamber of Commerce, Colossus purpose. Colossus is designed to train and run large language models like Grok, enabling advancements in AI technology. It's a powerful tool for AI development, not a sentient entity itself. All right. So these devils are moving. They're not gonna tell you. You got to know how to read between the lines, man. All right. You got to know that when this man speaks of peace, he's really talking war. All right. When this man speaks of cleaning up the violent criminals off the street, he's really talking about war. All right. And it's war against Jake. All right. That's what they're talking about, man. And watch when we're gonna finish watching this, you're gonna have niggas thinking we need it. This, that, and the third. Like they ain't finna be targets too.
That we have a problem there. We're now addressing it. We are rolling out one of our task forces to the state of Tennessee.
Just one of their task forces is going to Tennessee, but they're sending thousands throughout the whole U.S. All right. That's a heathen right there, man. Look at that nose. That's Elon, man. Okay.
Director Kash Patel declared on national news Sunday, and Monday morning that declaration is reverberating across the city.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear because I feel like the police department does need some assistance.
It's good to hear, but you not understanding you a target too, just by the way you look. And he looked like a Gadite. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a whole Gadite, man.
You might remember in April, the Memphis Shelby County Crime Commission told ABC 24 News that the rate of major crime like murder, rape, and robberies fell by nearly 9% this year when compared to the first quarter of 2024.
With the FBI stepping in, maybe maybe make some changes, I think hopefully maybe it'll make people more open to coming here.
Memphis City Council Chairman J.B. Smiley tells me Monday he welcomes the FBI's help if they keep their word, but he says getting the guns and switch...
If they keep their word, that's the point. They gonna move this dude right out the way. All right? And they gonna go after all of you jakes. They finna get you in line. All right? And we're gonna read the scriptures. I just wanted to, build it up.
off the streets should be everyone's biggest priority.
The laws that are being put forth just lead to a series of guns in our community, which ultimately leads to lives lost. And that's what's more troubling to me.
Patel says he'll take more than 1,000 FBI agents out of D.C. and put them on the streets across the country with an
across the country with an emphasis on Memphis. So they getting ready to get at you, Jake. They already watching you niggas like clockwork. You niggas, they watching you sell dope. They watching you sell guns. They watching the trap house. They letting you niggas do all this crime. All right? And the time is coming to where they getting ready to start cracking down on all of you jakes. All right? Not just the gangsters and the drug dealers, the prostitutes, the pimps. No, they coming down on all of us because of who we are. All right? The gangsters, the prostitutes, the pimps, the thugs, the drug dealers. All right? That's just a ploy to get at all of us.
emphasis on Memphis. While a time frame for this major action has not been set, Memphians I spoke with Monday welcome the major move for Memphis safety.
We need to fix some of these major cities, and Memphis would be, again, a good start.
Memphis
He look like he smoked the dope that them niggas be selling.
Young gave me a statement this afternoon. It reads in part, MPD has always collaborated with federal agencies on addressing violent crime, and we're encouraged by any effort that brings more resources to Memphis. It goes on to say, we look forward to learning more from our federal law enforcement partners. For now, live in studio, I'm Scott Mattis. Pepper.
All right. This is a direct
task force to.
So like, let me get off of that. This is a direct attack to you, Jakes, and you don't even see it. All right. Let me see, which one was it that I looked at earlier? I think it was
the task force to Tennessee to tackle the issue.
No, that's not it. This one.
I didn't know this till my confirmation process, but
let me back it up a little bit.
Memphis, Tennessee is the homicide capital of America per capita. Wow.
Oh, by the way, he was a public defender as well as a prosecutor before he became the director of the FBI. All right, and you already know. And I believe he was in D.C. And you already know that he has that hatred for Jake. All right, not only because his former job, but he's an Elamite. He's an enemy to us as a people. Point blank. Period. There's a natural hatred between us, man. All right. And I'm sure a lot of you can attest, if you've ever had to go to the doctor or hospital, it's be these Elamites that be treating you like shit, and they treat you like shit because they look down upon you. All right. It's the Elamites that's selling you Swisher Sweets and Newport 100s, destroying you in your neighborhoods. They got the smoke shops. Okay, that's these goddamn heathens, man.
Another violent weekend in Memphis, and now the FBI director is calling the city out on a national stage. By Fox 13's count, Memphis police responded to 7 separate shootings on Sunday alone, 3 more Saturday. 12 people shot, 3 dead, including a 16-year-old girl.
And see, and this is the Most High tired of you niggas with your bullshit. You know, the prophets are in Memphis. There's a Memphis, Tennessee Great Millstone camp. All right, they there. All right, it's not like the Most High ain't sending his prophets. They out there, but you're not listening to the prophets. So now the Lord is getting ready to send his sword, which is Esau Edom. All right, in the form of his different agencies. All right, in task force. Since you don't want to listen to the prophets. All right.
13's Jeremy Pierre joining us now with JP. The FBI director said help is on the way.
Yeah, the FBI director Kash Patel says he's sending a task force to Tennessee to help fight violent crime. Now, this comes less than a year after the FBI closed its Memphis field office, downgrading its presence in the city to a resident agency. The Memphis and Knoxville offices
If you notice, those FBI agents, you didn't see no Jakes. Those are Edomites, man. And we already know Edom got a deep hatred for Jake. All right? Let me back it up. These are all Edomites getting ready to crack down on you Jakes, man. Not just in Memphis, though, but all around Babylon. Every major city. All right? I remember a few years back, they sent them up to Chicago. Okay, that's one Jake there. Just one. Two. All right? They the eyeballs out. That's probably the only two.
Violent crime. Now, this comes...
Oh, wait, that's 2022. That's not even this year. All right? That's 2022. Patel wasn't the FBI director back then. All right? So these are agents, more than likely, not these guys, they probably still there, but this is 2022 footage. This ain't the footage of 2025, man.
Less than a year after the FBI closed its Memphis field office, downgrading its presence in the city to a resident agency. The Memphis and Knoxville offices consolidated into the Nashville office, though most of the 450 FBI employees here in Memphis stayed in the city. Now, in a sit-down interview with Fox News, Patel announced plans to transfer 1,500 agents from Washington, D.C. across the country. And Patel says that includes a task force headed to Tennessee aimed at fighting violent crime in Memphis. He says the transition will begin later this year.
I didn't know this till my confirmation process, but Memphis, Tennessee is the homicide capital of America per capita. Didn't know that. We have a problem there. We're now addressing it. We're rolling out one of our task forces in the state of Tennessee. Our priorities, simple: crush violent crime, defend the homeland.
Crush violent crime, defend the homeland. They coming after us, man. And if you ain't got Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai within you, you ain't got his hedge, you gonna get caught up in all of this. All right? All of it.
Meanwhile, Memphis police say violent crime is down this year. The latest police data.
Check that out. The latest police data that the crime in Memphis is down. All right?
So it's 23 less murders compared to this time last year.
Yeah, the locals.
Yeah, Jake got that look like there's something bigger going on.
He's trying to find out ways to talk about crime being down. Take that for what it is. Jeremy Pierre, live here in studio.
Well, that's what they say.
They always say.
We saw 10.
That's what they say. No, if the data shows it, that means it's that. All right, this is bigger than just crime. This is a war against you Israelites, man. And if you don't see it, you ain't gonna never see it till it's right up on you. All right. Now let's hit these scriptures, man. All right. First one, matter of fact, we're going to the Apocrypha first. All right. Go to First Maccabees. All right. First Maccabees. Hey, when the FBI roll, they don't roll silently. All right, that's not what they do. Matter of fact, if you watch that documentary called what is that? Cocaine Crack Conspiracy, I believe it's called. They show you how they get down when they ready to get down. All right? Like I said, they just let you niggas do what you do. And then when it's time to come and get you, they coming to get you. They kicking in doors. They batter ramming your shit. All right? And they locking you up. But this time, this is they gonna put emphasis and they gonna come after everybody, man. We in the end. Okay? This ain't the 90s. All right? This ain't the late 80s. This ain't the 90s. This is 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance and Esau Edom's destruction. All right? So I'm going to start at verse 60. All right? Key point is here in the 61st verse. All right? Because this is what they're getting ready to do. They're getting ready to come after Jake, all right? And they ain't gonna spare baby. They ain't gonna spare nobody because you know Jake gonna get the busing back, and then at that point it's a wrap, all right? It's gonna be a wrap, man. All right. This is First Maccabees 1:60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised, which this what Antiochus and them did when they came and ransacked Jerusalem. And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses. When you look this word rifled up, this is what the FBI does. This is what SWAT does. This is what these different agencies do when they come into Jake's neighborhood. They rifle your houses. They call them raids today. All right, what you think them task force is all about? They getting ready to start raiding Jake and taking you out of your homes. All right, it could be a woman that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but she's allowed her dude is a nigga that sell drugs. He's a multi offender. All right, probably you know what I'm saying, and got his life together or whatnot. Back and forth. Still dibbing and dabbing, you know, in the streets and this, that, and the third. And they know. And they gonna come push the dough in. Kids in the house. Pit bulls, whatever. Pit bulls run up. They gonna get the bus and might shoot a child. Okay? A child might get hit. A woman may get hit. A grandmama may get hit. And all hell gonna break loose. There's all type of scenarios this can play out. But one thing for certain is that they are coming. Okay? They are coming. It says, and they hang the infants about their necks and rifled their houses. All right? They raided them. Matter of fact, when you look up this word rifle, there we go, I got it. To plunder or pillage, that's a raid. All right? When Esau come to your spot and they got the warrant, they come and they tear your shit up, man. They pillage it. All right? And normally, a nigga or two is hauled off in handcuffs. Okay, and all you left with is the paperwork for the warrant in a messed up house. All right? And they do that because more than likely, you know, Jake didn't want to let him in the house. But then they'll wait. I'm going to go get a warrant. And then they'll have units wait there to make sure nobody leaves and this, that, and the third. And then it's over with. All right? But this time we got the FBI sending the task force. All right? So going back, it says, and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. All right? Now, that the point I wanted was their houses being rifled. All right? That's what's getting ready to happen. Matter of fact, it's gonna happen. Zechariah 14:2, it says, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled. All right? This is what's getting ready to happen. And the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity. All right? And the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. All right? So everything that happened to us before, we see it playing out in real time. Esau is letting you know before he come. All right? He letting you know. Okay? And once you, Jake, start seeing your people getting snatched up, killed, all right, by, at an astronomical rate, you're going to feel a certain type of way. All right? And you don't have this truth, so you're going to get emotional and you're going to try to step in, and that's your ass. Okay? The Lord said there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay? You see what these devils are doing over there in Gaza. All right? You see what they doing in Gaza. They have no regard to life. They don't give a fuck how old, how young. All right? They ain't them people ain't ate. They ain't had no water. Shelter is all fucked up. They living in rubble. And still being bombarded with bombs and all type of shit. And them ain't even the people of the Lord. So what you think they getting ready to do here in America against the Lord's people? Okay? You finna see the devil's horns very soon. All right? We getting very close to where this devil's getting ready to show his horns, man. All right? Let's go back to the Apocrypha, get a couple. All right? 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, man, because this is the time we living in. Okay? Whole world is in shambles and shit is messed up every goddamn where. And the devil is behind all of it. All right? Go straight to the point. 2nd Ezra 15, 18, and 19. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 17 through 19. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because they're going to have checkpoints. All right? They're going to have they're going to siege off a lot of these major cities. All right? Where Jake dwells. All right? Yahweh Shai said, when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, know therefore that the desolation thereof is nigh. All right? We seeing the paperwork and them going on these news channels telling you that they getting ready to come in and crush so-called violent crime. Okay? Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. We are entering that time. All right? The great tribulation is upon the earth. Is itching forward every day. So let me go to the next chapter. 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, and let me find this one. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. All right, by them going on the news and saying what they getting ready to do are like birth pains. All right, small ones though. Okay, that's why that Jake had that look on his face. I'm gonna go straight to the point. I don't want to keep dragging this on. Okay, yeah, let's start here at 40. I believe the key point is and where's the point? I'm gonna read 40. I think it's down in 70 something. I'm tripping. I'm gonna read 40 first. All right. I mean, you could read this whole thing. You know, we done read it many a times. Verse 40, 2nd Ezra 16. O my people, hear my word and make you ready to the battle. And the best way you can be ready is by repentance out of sincereness of your heart to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Acknowledge your offense and get yourself in order. All right? Because ain't no stopping what's coming. Ain't no marching. Ain't no petition you can sign. Ain't none of that. All right? The judgment of the Lord is getting ready to be in the earth, and it's getting ready to be upon his people. All right? He's telling us here, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. All right? It's going to be a lot of moving around. All right? When they really come down and put the hammer down. Now let's jump down. Here we go. We're going to start at 69. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision. Jake, that's a good thing. You know? That's a good thing. We need to stop the violence, this, that, and the third. Yeah, of course we would want that, but Jake don't understand what the hell's going on, man. All right? It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. All right? You going to get your ass clunked upside the head too. For there shall be in every place and in every cities, and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, the Israelites. That's what Kashap Patel is talking about with his agency, the FBI. All right? They coming against those that fear the Lord, meaning the Israelites. Okay? It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, the Israelites. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Rifling. They're going to be coming into homes, batter ramming them. Units all up in there. Just like I mentioned that documentary. If you ain't ever go watch that documentary, man. Jake was complaining about the violence and the drugs that was in the community to the CIA and the FBI when they came to the city meetings. When they felt like it, that's when they put an end to it. That's when they started locking niggas up. And they came, man. And they showed you how they was raiding Jake. From the East Coast all the way to the West. All right? They was raiding Jake. When they felt like it. But they needed the demise of us to happen, as well as they needed Jake to sell their drugs. All right? And then when the time came, they was giving niggas football numbers. 7 years, 15 years, life. Kill this nigga. All right? And this is what they getting ready to do, but 10 times worse. All right? And this is the time when the Lord said, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. That's how you know when it says those that fear the Lord, it's talking about all the Israelites. Because amongst those that fear the Lord is going to let it be known who he with. And that's going to come by way of miracles. That's going to come by way of spiritual power. All right? That's going to come by way of true divine intervention. Okay? Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. And this is where our hope comes in. We know it's coming. Okay? We know it's coming. We see it coming. And all our hope is in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and his protection. As he states many a times throughout the scriptures that he gonna protect the elect. Daniel 12:1. All right? The elect will be protected in these times. Okay? So let's get one more scripture and I'll get out your hair. Let's go to the book of Luke. Because Yahweh Shai said it was going to happen. Okay? Luke 19. Yeah. Luke 19, starting at 43. in the 44. It says, for the days shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee round. All right? And keep thee in on every side. Now this happened going back during the time of the Romans when we were in our actual land. It happened then. All right? And it's getting ready to happen again. All right? 44. And they shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. And this is what we're telling you. They not coming just to crack down on the violent crime committers. All right? This is a crackdown on all those that fear the church-going Israelites. All right? The Christians. This is a crackdown on all of you. All right? Every last one of us as the people of the Lord, they coming after. But the only ones they're not going to be able to touch are the elect. And this is why we constantly push for you to get it together or not. Keep thinking we crazy and that we don't know what we talking about. When these devils and these heathens are showing you that they're getting ready to come. Okay, they're getting ready to roll. You see, like I said earlier, you see what they doing over there to Gaza. No mercy, they don't give a fuck. All right? And them ain't even the people of the Lord. So how much more they gonna show you they don't give a fuck about you when they've always shown you they don't give a fuck about you, Jake? Yeah, the hand of the Lord is about to be upon all you Jakes. All you Jakes. All right? And like I said, if you don't have the Lord with you, it's going to be a bad one. It's going to be a very bad one, man. So I'm going to end it there. Like I said, man, they coming, Jake. And this is the warlock that they put in charge to make it happen. All right? Remember, they confederate against us. All these heathens. Giving all praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Lord will, this was edifying unto the hopeful elect. And we on to the next. Shalom.